Zobi and the Zoox. Created by Scale Free Network. Written and read by Ailsa Wild. Circling a sun on a small blue planet, in a huge blue ocean, on a shelf by the edge of the deep, lives a colony of thousands of coral polyps. One of these polyps, almost exactly the same as the rest, is called Darian. Darian is building the reef. He's setting it down, layer by layer beneath him, like his family has done for hundreds of years. Trillions of small friends live in and on Darian, working hard, keeping him healthy. They've lived together for years, a happy, busy balance. But there's a problem today. The ocean is still, and it's way too hot. Darian is getting edgy. Zobi is a rhizobia bacterium living in Darian's gut. Zobi and her family are working hard. Conveyor belts of molecules, quick and careful. Zobi takes a pair of nitrogens and adds hydrogens. She binds them to the nitrogens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then, like magic, she splits apart the nitrogens. Bang! Ammonia. Zobi flings the ammonia into Darian's gut. It will help feed Darian and all his small friends. But Zobi feels like work is harder today. What's going on? Zobi asks her family. Why is it so hot? No one answers. They're all busy splitting nitrogens. Zobi tries again. Does something feel wrong to you? Her family doesn't reply. So Zobi sneaks away from her job. Zobi treks up out of Darian's mouth. Here, the edges of Darian's tentacles are thick with branching strands of mucus. Darian makes the mucus from sugar and protein and wraps it around himself like a snotty, protective blanket. Zobi looks around. It's busy in the mucus. Bacteria and other microbes are recycling and swapping molecules. A crew of guardian bacteria are making weapons to defend Darian. Greeting molecules shoot between microbes as they munch on mucus strands. Amoeba float by, grazing on everything they can. Zobi pushes her way to the edge of the mucus towards the sunlight. From up here, she can see Darian's family, a colony of coral polyps. All of them are working to build the reef. Beyond the colony is the wild ocean, where anything might happen. Sai rests in a sunny part of the mucus, splitting nitrogens at her own slow pace. Sai is a chain of cyanobacteria, and she's older than Darian. She's older than the reef. What's going on today? Zobi asks. What do you think is going on? Asks Sai, turning over in the sun. It's way too hot down in the polyp, Zobi says. It's horrible down there. So, you noticed, did you? Sai says. Zobi waits while her friend splits nitrogens. Finally, Sai speaks again. It reminds me of another time, she says. Have you heard the story of old Porra? Zobi has heard the story. Just there, through the blue, is the skeleton of old Porra, a neighbouring coral colony, a broken pile of limestone, with algae covering her thick and slimy. Sai whispers, before old Porra died, the water was hot for weeks, a bit like today. Sai stops working. "We need to check the Zoox," she says, wriggling away. "Why?" Zobi asks. "What are Zoox?" Zobi follows Sai down a path she's never been, to where Darian keeps his Zoox. Zobi is awestruck. It's so hot in here. The Zoox are huge, golden brown and manic. Zobi wonders if they always work this fast. Pull down sunlight, stir in water, add carbon dioxide, boom! Sugar. Oxygen molecules bubble around them. Darian takes the sugar and hurries it through his cells to eat, to make mucus, and to build the hard reef. Zobi notices one Zook nearby, smaller and paler than the rest. She seems to be working more slowly. "That's Dinny," says a gold Zook meanly. "She's one of the little pales. They're always slow." Dinny, the pale Zook, says nothing, but carefully mixes a little water and carbon dioxide. Another big Zook adds, "She doesn't make enough to help build the reef." The busy Zooks chorus their disapproval. "Pales are slackers. Not like us, we work fast." And the gold Zooks are working fast. Carelessly fast. There's a problem. When Zobi reaches Dinny, the little Zook whispers, "I don't know what to do. The heat is making the golds crazy. They're not just making sugar and oxygen anymore." Zobi realises that the big Zooks are making nasties, tiny toxic molecules ready to attack. One nasty smashes up a protein, while another breaks a strand of DNA. Sai's membrane pulses with understanding. "This is why Darian isn't happy," she mutters. "These Zooks are making way too many nasties." "That long hot summer," Sai tells Zobi and Dinny, "Old Pora's Zooks went crazy in the heat, just like this. She had to eject them. Old Pora was a splendid golden brown until she kicked out her Zooks. It was a disaster. She didn't survive." Zobi is afraid. "We need to do something," she says. But what can they do? "Slow down," Dinny yells to the golds. "You need to slow down." "You need to speed up," one yells back, and the rest of them laugh. The heat is almost unbearable. Darian is stirring, distressed. The nasties are getting to him. "Look out!" Sai calls. Darian shifts and the wall around them changes. Pfft. Thousands of golden Zooks shoot out into the ocean. "No!" Zobi cries. "See?" Dinny shouts to the big Zooks. "We need to slow down." But they just keep making nasties. Over the next few days, more and more gold Zooks are shot out into the wild ocean. "It's not looking good," Sai says when Zobi finds her in the mucus. Darian's tentacles have faded to white. The other polyps are struggling too, Sai says. Every now and then, a stream of Zoox shoots out from somewhere in the colony. "Are we going to end up like old Pora?" Zobi asks. "Well," Sai says, "those big Zoox that got kicked out made a lot of Darian's sugar. He's going to get hungry." "And if he starves?" Zobi begins. "Darian won't starve," Sai interrupts. "Not just yet. Stay up here and see." As night settles in, Darian lies in wait. A copepod brushes past and he shoots out a harpoon with a whoosh. His aim is deadly. A poisoned tip pierces the creature's exoskeleton, paralysing it. Darian sweeps out his tentacles and pulls it into his mouth. Delicious. He hunts hard throughout the night, harpooning copepods. But as days pass, hunting isn't enough, and the ocean stays hot. With so few Zoox, there's not enough sugar for Darien to make mucus. The society living in the thinning snot layer begins to riot. Deadly microbes start swarming in a tight pack. The guardian bacteria have used all their weapons and can't defend the coral anymore. Darien is too weak to even hunt. Zobi realises her family can't take it anymore. She finds Sai to tell her, "We need more food. We have to move somewhere else." Sai's membrane pulses. "Don't do it," she says grimly. "Don't leave. It's death out there. Our best chance is to hold on and work together." Zobi floats beside Sai. She's so hungry, but she doesn't want to leave. She's been with Darien since he was a larva. And what if Sai is right? Sai is old and knows a lot. Baby algae, slimy and green, edge closer and closer to the coral. The green layer gathers, creeping towards Darien, threatening to steal his sunlight. Zobi is getting desperate. "Why are we staying here, Sai?" she asks. But Sai doesn't answer. A wild swarm of microbes rushes toward them, and Zobi turns and struggles away. "Dinny! Find Dinny!" Sai calls, "and help her!" Zobi battles down the gut, but she's so weak. Around her float thousands of other starving bacteria. How could she help Dinny anyway? Zobi drifts, helpless. After a while, Zobi notices a sugar molecule. Where did it come from? She eats it and struggles towards Dinny again. "Zobi, you came!" Dinny is tired, but she's making sugar, and she's not alone. "These are my daughters," Dinny says. They're all making sugar, slow and steady, but not much. There are so few of them, and they look hungry. "Sai said I should help you," says Zobi hopelessly, "but what can I do?" Dinny pulls in sunlight and mixes water. "I don't know, Zobi. What can you do?" Zobi thinks. "I make ammonia," she says. "Would that help?" Dinny almost laughs. "Of course," she says. "That's our food. We could work better if you fed us ammonia." Zobi takes a pair of nitrogens and adds hydrogens. She works her magic and splits the pair. Bang! Ammonia. Dinny eats it and keeps on working. Zobi turns to rally her family. "Help the Zoox! Pass it on!" The message ripples through millions of rhizobia. "Help the Zoox! Help the Zoox!" Even in the distance, on the other side of Darien and out through the rest of the colony, Zobi's family struggle back to work. Soon, Dinny's daughter makes another daughter who starts working straight away. They pull down sunlight, stir in water, and add carbon dioxide. Boom! Sugar! Zobi takes the sugar. She's working quickly now, turning out ammonia for the pale Zoox. Dinny looks happy, working steadily, surrounded by her daughters. Zobi can feel the molecules swinging back into balance as Darien soaks up sugar. The seawater is finally cooling down. Their home feels safe again. For now. A parrotfish swims by and pecks off algae. Darien is bright once more, and his brothers and sisters are beginning to recover. Other corals weren't so lucky. But one by one, the surviving polyps return to building the reef, setting it down layer by layer, reaching for the light. One tiny colony in a huge blue ocean on a small blue planet, circling a sun. Zobi and the Zoox, written and read by Ailsa Wild. Musical score by Brainbow. Sound engineering by Robin Waters. Created by Gregory Crocetti and Briony Barr. Illustrated by Aviva Reed. Book design by Samantha McFadden. Additional scientific research by Dr. Madeline Van Oppen and Professor Linda Blackall. Additional scientific writing by Beth Askham. This has been a Scale Free Network production.